Hello, everyone. We are very happy that you have joined us today in our webinar on the future of plant-based meal solutions. My name is Karen Baron, and I'm the category lead for plant-based meal solution at Nestle Professional.
And my name is Nitzan Avni, and I'm the Global Brand Manager for Plant-Based Meal Solutions at Nestle Professional. We ask that if you have any questions, please share them with us through the dialog box of the Q&A located on the bottom part of the screen, and we will answer them at the end of the presentation. Thank you.
So let's start. In today's webinar, we will cover how the plant-based category has been rising over the past years, understand the consumer and their motivation for choosing plant-based food, and the opportunity for the out-of-home industry. We will then cover what are the key elements to drive success and guide you on how to get started. At the end, we will share with you on how we at Nestle Professional provide the solutions and value-added services to our partners. Next slide, please. Previous, yes. In the last years, meat consumption is being reduced and plant-based meat alternatives are growing dramatically. In today's webinar, you will see how this is more than a trend, and this is a real social shift which will affect our businesses in the coming years. No matter if you own or work in a restaurant, hotel, catering, or any other out-of-home food provider, you need to be ready for the consumer demand and have the best solutions to fit your diners' needs. Next slide. In the past, plant-based food were mainly associated with vegans and vegetarians, who are a low percent of the consumer, approximately 5% of population. If we want to look at what the different consumer with different diets consume, let's have a look at the bottom table. Vegans do not eat any animal products, such as meat, milk, eggs, and even honey. And there are different types of vegetarian that are limiting only some of the animal products and consuming products like eggs and dairy products. Today, plant-based food is for everyone. Many people are choosing to follow flexitarian diet, actively reducing their meat intake in some of their meals. They still eat meat, but they're reducing the amount and the frequency of meat consumption. You might heard, for example, on Meatless Monday. There are many people that decide to eliminate meat every Monday. Others stating that they choose to reduce meat consumption between 3 to 4 times a week, and in the rest of the week, they still consume meat and even like it a lot. Another example for meat reduction is Veganuary, which occurs during January. During Veganuary, many people around the world decide after the holiday to take pledge and become a vegan for only 31 days at the beginning of the year and healthier food. We see a dramatic increase in the demand for plant-based food during January, and many out-of-home operators that decide to launch plant-based menu items in that period of time in order to deliver a solution to this growing demand. In order to understand it, that this is not only a trend, you can see that 65% of Europeans declare that they want to reduce their meat consumption. 44% of the Americans and 42% of the Chinese people. So it's not only a Western shift, but this is really a global movement. Next slide. Can you move to the next slide? Thank you. Young people all over the world are choosing to eat less meat. More than 40% of the millennials are adopting plant-based diet. In the graph, you can see the split of consumption of plant-based versus meat in different ages. As you can see, most of the plant-based food is consumed by people 25 to 44 years old, while meat consumed mainly by 35 years old and above. Next slide. Many of you probably ask yourself, so what kind of meat are flexitarians reducing? We see that flexitarians mainly reduce beef and pork, but also other animal proteins like chicken, fish, and also seafood. It's also impacted from the products that are available currently in the market, which is evolving very fast. Next slide. So let's have a look at it. So operators are expanding their menus, converting leading menu items and more localized application. Let's look at 2019, for example. The main item on the menu were burgers and sausages, but in 2020, the menu has been evolved towards much more meat types and different applications like pizza with plant-based toppings, dumplings, tacos, lasagna meatballs, and many others. Next slide. So now that we know who are the target consumers and what they are looking to reduce, let's better understand what are the reasons for choosing plant-based diet. The most significant reason is health. Plant-based options are considered to be healthier than meat, with better nutritional values, and studies find that diets rich in plant-based food and with fewer animal source food commonly provides more fibers and less saturated fat. The second reason to choose plant-based food is the environment. There are many reasons that causes the global warming. One of the most significant ones are greenhouse gases. These gases trap heat into the atmosphere and contributing to the global warming. Livestock is a major emitter of greenhouse gases, responsible for about 14.5% of all human-induced emissions. Another important reason is animal welfare, which is the third reason for choosing plant-based. Caring for living conditions of livestock, placing emphasis on health and comfortable space and human handling the animals. And the last one is religion. In some forms of the religion, it's prohibited to eat some types of meat. Plant-based food can deliver a great solution for more variety of food options to these consumers. Today, with COVID and ongoing struggles with animal pandemic, we predict that food safety and health will become major factors in the future for choosing plant-based food. Next slide. In order to better understand the shift in eating habits, let's have a snapshot into the future. By 2050, the global population will increase by 20%, standing at 9.1 billion people living on Earth versus 7.6 billion in 2018. Next. In order to feed this population, we estimate that food production would need to increase by 70% through 2050. There are 55 billion livestock who are consuming food grown on 75% of the land, which in simple math means that we don't have enough land to feed this population on the current diet. Next slide. Climate changes are the long-term changes in our Earth's climate. It affects our weather, causing extreme variations from severe drought and wildfires to floods and hurricanes. Scientists estimate that since the Industrial Revolution, human activity has caused the Earth to warm by approximately 1 degree. Other than the increase in temperature, the sea level have risen by 20 centimeters in the past 150 years. The prediction that it will rise another 30 to 122 centimeters by the year 2100. The current forecast is that the Earth's temperature will increase by 3.2 degrees unless we intervene and take action. The UN target is to reduce the rise in temperature to 1.5 degrees. Next slide. By choosing plant-based product, we can make a real difference. Plant-based food have smaller environmental footprint. Producing plant-based generate less greenhouse gas emissions, use less land and less energy. Next slide. In this slide, you can see, for example, the Sensational burger, our burger that we launched a year ago in Europe. Here you can see the impact on the environment versus a beef burger. So, for example, when we create 80% less carbon footprint and 80% use less energy and 75% use of land, for every 1,000 Sensational burger consumed, we save 2 return car trips from London to Naples. We can save 30,000 LED light bulbs lit up for a day, and we can save the size of 4 tennis fields or forest deforested during a year, which is significant. Next slide. So as we've seen, the world is changing, and so are menus. Let's have a look at a plant-based meal solution in out-of-home. The size of the category stands at $6.2 billion in retail and in out-of-home together, with a double-digit growth in 2019. In the food industry, there are not many categories that are growing in double-digit a few years in a row, and this is a very special case. In out-of-home, the size of the category is $2.4 billion, with a higher growth rate in 2019. Our estimation is that the category will continue to grow by double digit in the coming years. When we look at the split of the operator spend by channel, we can see that the majority of sales driven by quick service restaurant in charge of almost 40% of sales, followed by a full service restaurant with 20% of sales and caterers with 15%. Next slide. As we have seen in the previous graph, the increase of demand is driven mainly by quick service restaurant, and that the category grew by 16% in out-of-home in the last year. In spite of COVID and the hit of the out-of-home industry that we are facing since the pandemic has started, this category is still growing very fast in out-of-home, since many people choose plant-based option when they are dining out or making an order for home delivery. We see that many restaurants add plant-based options to create excitement with new menu items. Let's have a look at some interesting figures. In 2019, 40 large chains added plant-based food to their menus, which represent 60,000 stores worldwide. We see a shift in menus, 65% growth of vegan option and 32% in plant-based protein option. Go back. Operators prefer to offer a vegan option so that they can capture a wide range of consumers, vegans, vegetarian, and of course, flexitarians. As we all know, it is not possible to add unlimited number of menu items to the menu. And usually one item will replace another one. So it's preferred to provide one solution, which is usually vegan, in order to have a solution to all types of diets. Let's have a close look, and you can move to the next slide. Let's have a close look and what these products are made from. Plant-based products are typically made from soy, pea, wheat, mushroom, or other legumes. These products look and taste similar to real meat, making them easy to substitute and integrate it into favorite recipes. So what makes this plant-based product to provide a great experience without the meat? They have protein, which comes from soy, wheat, pea, or legumes. The yeast extracts provide the umami flavor, and the nutrients can be found as they come from some of the ingredients like vegetable and seeds. And the juiciness comes from plant-based oil like coconut oil that provide also the better texture and the flavor, and also the appearance of the marble fat that we can find in real meat. Move to the next slide. So why should you introduce plant-based product into your menu, into your kitchen? There are 5 main reasons for that. Plant-based meat alternatives provide you with an easy and delicious way to satisfy the growing demand for plant-based dishes. The second one is that they are quick and easy to prepare. You do not need to invest in additional cooking skills or equipment to prepare plant-based dishes. Some of them are ready to eat and some of them can be cooked from raw. So it's very important to choose a product that fits the back of the house operation options that you have in your restaurant. The wide range of portfolio allows you to be creative and create endless menu options from burgers, mince, sausages, vegetables, and many more, allowing you to be creative with many types of application like dumplings, pasta, stir-fried, salad, sandwiches. Almost every dish that you prepare from meat, you can prepare also with plant-based meat alternative. They contain protein and fiber, which help nourish your consumers to satisfy their hunger. And at last, their familiar taste, flavor, and appearance allows you to adapt favorite meat dishes to plant-based meals. Next one. Before getting started, there are key elements to take into consideration in order to drive success to your business. The first one is taste and texture. Consumers don't want to compromise on food experience when choosing plant-based. The flexitarians would like to have similar food experience to meat without the meat. They expect that their burger, for example, will taste exactly the same as beef burger, that it will have the same texture, same appearance, and juiciness. The second element is wide portfolio. Versatile in product application to support extended menu option. So out-of-home operators are looking for one product that they can use as an ingredient in many menu items as possible to keep the back of the house operation as simple as they can. The third element is various cooking methods. So the product needs to suit each kitchen operational setup and cooking capabilities. When you choose a plant-based product, you need to make sure that it fits to your equipment. At Nestlé, we test all of our products to make sure that they can be cooked in all of the different equipment that out-of-home operators are using in their kitchens in the different channels. Trusted supplier, to make sure that you work with a supplier that you can trust, that the product are in the best quality, and that they can ensure your supply and food safety that are critical for every out-of-home operator. With brands, of course, you can enjoy from marketing support, you can be more attractive to your consumers, and you can make marketing activities, limited time offers or promotions. And of course, purpose-driven brand, which can bring value to the business from a sustainability and health aspects, which we understood that there are the main motivations for consumers. It is important to update them with the information as much as you can about sustainability and health. And the last but not least, added value services, branding, POS materials, nutrition, health and wellness assistance, chef-to-chef consultant, and training to your staff. These are some of the elements that we at Nestlé put emphasis in order to assist our partners to win in this journey. Next slide. Adding plant-based to the menu can have great halo effect. Many QSRs who have launched plant-based products reported an increase of footfall and attracting new consumers. These launches created a lot of excitement on social media and PR coverage. Many of the consumers claimed that they would recommend to friends and family to try the new dish. Next one. Some of the operators are concerned about the perception of the restaurant since their main menu offer is based on meat. So what does it mean that they are offering now a plant-based product? How it will impact their overall perception? From studies we made, the main insight is that 73% of the people think that a launch of plant-based offer will improve the image of the restaurant. The rest of the consumer mentioned it will not change the perception. So none of them thought that it will harm the perception of the restaurant. It will be perceived as healthier, trendier, more progressive, and more concerned about the environment. So mainly a positive elements. 44% of consumers state that they would like the restaurant to offer plant-based dishes. So this is why it is really important to add now. This is the right timing to add a plant-based menu item. Now I will hand over to Nitzan that will
Thank
join
you,
me
Karen.
and present the next. Yeah, thank you.
So I'm really excited to share with you today how we at Nestlé believe that we are the perfect partners for the long haul. Next slide,
Can move
please.
to the next slide.
2 slides, yes, yeah. Next one. Thank you, Anand. One more? Thank you, that's good. So as you know, we have a global presence and work with a wide network of factories and R&D centers all over the world. We offer supply chain expertise, unmatched R&D capabilities, and of course, quality assurance. All of our products are developed with our professional chefs in the kitchen for professional chefs. That's what makes us your trusted partner. We have the route to market globally with sales teams, nutritionists, and chefs that can support you along the plant-based journey. We bring marketing support to help you develop menu ideas, train your staff, and support you with the POS and the communication materials you may need. Next slide, please. So we at Nestle defined a responsible sourcing standard for our main ingredients, such as coffee beans, cacao, and of course, soybeans being one of them. We demand from our suppliers to respect the people and the environment, meaning that from a human rights aspect, we make sure that our big suppliers are respecting the working and living conditions, as well as child forced and bonded labor. From the environmental aspect, we demand that there will be no deforestation and water management, as well as animal welfare and business integrity. Next slide, please. We have more than 30 years of experience in the plant-based products, and we offer unmatched variety of plant-based solutions with our brands, Garden Gourmet in Europe, Harvest Gourmet in Asia and Australia, and Sweet Earth in the US and LATAM. Next slide, please. We are here to support you with great tasty products. Our ingredients are carefully selected to create the look, the texture, the taste, and the cooking properties of real meat without compromising on the dining out experience. With our wide portfolio, you can create a variety of dishes, offering your consumers a range of plant-based dishes every day. Our products are versatile to different cooking methods, making it accessible to your kitchen. We have also crafted a range of recipes to suit your kitchen and menu. We will see that soon. And lastly, with our communication toolkit, you can inform your consumer on the new plant-based dishes and how tasty they are. Thank you. Next slide. As you can see, with our wide portfolio, you have endless possibilities to create any dish you'd like. It's really a clean slate to make a plant-based dish. Starting from burgers to sausages, to mince, to filet pieces, vegan meatballs, schnitzels, and many more. Some of our products are cooked from raw, and some are ready to heat in order to fit the back of house operations. And as we speak, we're continuing to develop a wide range of tasty plant-based food options that will help to preserve our planet for future generations without compromising on the food experience. Next slide, please. In addition, we have compiled a wide range of recipe inspiration for your use using our plant-based products and versatile recipes such as Western, Mexican, and Asian cuisine. Next, please. So we talked about plating, and as you can probably agree with me, you're all getting hungry as we speak. Our products provide a versatility in menu creation, which is very important, offering your consumer new dishes and reasons to come back. This flexibility allows you to serve dishes in store or as a grab and go option, providing you a complete solution with no added complexity. Next, please. You can go to the next one as well. Thank you. Next, another one, Anand. Okay. So whether you work at a quick service restaurant or at a caterer, in a workplace, at a hotel, you will find a range of recipes suited to your staff expertise and equipment. The recipes entail a complexity level, allowing you to choose which dishes are suitable for your kitchen. You may find also chef tips in each recipe to provide you with a variation of ingredients and serving suggestions. Thank you. Next one. Another one. Thank you. So now that hopefully you have all decided to add plant-based items to your menu, let's understand how to bring the buzz to your business. Next slide, please. So first, and most importantly, is to train your staff. Your staff are the ambassadors of the restaurant and the dishes. Have them try dishes without telling them it's plant-based. Hear their feedback and educate them on the ingredients. You won't believe how amazed they are that when they find out that it's plant-based and it's not meat. And believe me, from experience, they'll be the best ambassadors to promote this dish. Secondly, start by converting your favorite meat dishes on the menu to plant-based, such as pasta bolognese or spaghetti meatballs. Make sure you list plant-based dishes near meat dishes on the menu, since consumers prefer seeing their options near the meat dishes. Stay away from calling these products fake or like meat, and describe them in an appealing way and like any other dishes on your menu. And as we said before, your key core consumers are flexitarians for plant-based. So they like meat, they enjoy it. So we don't want to rise some antagonism to it. So that's why we ask you to not call it fake or like meat. And also, if possible, offer samples or serve small starters to have consumers taste. And finally, social media. Use social media. Engage with your consumers. Ask them to share with you their feedback on the dish and the experience that they had. You can also have them, be part of the menu creation for the plant-based. The sky's the limit. Next slide, please. So we have compiled for you some basic do's and don'ts. So as we said before, you should pay special attention to plating. As you know, people eat with their eyes first, and it's important to plate the plant-based dish in an appealing way, just as you would do with meat. Use marketing elements to raise awareness to the dish. Consumers choosing plant-based dishes would like to know what are the main health and sustainability facts about the product. Communicate these health and environmental benefits. And use plant-based, vegetarian, and vegan descriptions on your menu, and of course describe the dishes as delicious and juicy. And as we said before, refrain from calling them fake or like meat, as the core target consumers are flexitarians who reduce meat. And lastly, don't forget to ask your consumers about food allergies. Next slide, please. So looking at COVID, let's better understand how COVID impacted the category. So we see that plant-based is still seen as a critical menu addition to attract consumers back, especially during these times, since consumers are seeking for a more sustainable and healthier food option. We see that global chains accelerated plant-based launches after the lockdown. And finally, due to the meat shortage in the US, it accelerated transition to plant-based eating. And as you know, there were a number of COVID outbreaks in these factories, which also backlashed on the meat industry. Next slide, please. So here are the key takeaways for our webinar. Plant-based consumption is a social shift with double-digit growth, mainly driven by QSR chains. The demand for plant-based food is driven mostly by flexitarians who are meat reducers and millennials. There are four main motivations for choosing plant-based diet. First being health, second concern for the environment, animal welfare, and culture and religious belief. Listing plant-based dishes drives footfall and creates excitement. And of course, our products are fit for the out-of-home, back-of-house operations and to the variety of cooking methods that allow you a versatile range of menu ideas. Last slide, please. So thank you for having us today. We are here to answer any of your questions, and please don't hesitate to contact us after this webinar in case you have any questions or in need of any information. Thank you.
Karen and Nitzan, if you would like to answer the Q&As
Yes, please.
from now. Are you able to
Yeah,
see
I
them?
can
Yes.
go through them. So are you going to present them?
Anan, also, if you are able to open the
read
Q&A.
it? Okay, so it's open in front of me. So the first question, I don't have the name, so it's just a code. Sustainable development goals. So yes, probably some of you already heard that Nestle want to go for carbon neutrality. So this is our main ambition. That we would like to reach in the few coming years. So this is our main goal when it comes to the emissions. And of course, as we mentioned before in our presentation, plant-based product, immediately its impact, the sustainability and the environmental footprint of your restaurant. So this is, and we show some figures that we could share with you. And if you need more information about it, so don't hesitate to contact us. As we said, you have our email in the presentation. Next question, do the food cost definitely over the purchase cost? I think that this is a very important question. I think that one of the differences between the price that you can see of plant-based food versus meat is first of all, for plant-based, no matter if you compare it to chicken or to beef or to pork, we are using the same raw materials. So it doesn't matter if you take, I don't know, like 100 gram of burger or 100 gram of nuggets, which are plant-based. For us, is the same raw material versus the meat industry, that of course, chicken in some of the cases can be cheaper than beef. We are doing all of our best in order to reduce the cost, and our ambition is really to make it as close as we can to meat. Next question. I'm planning to do a research in consumer preference. Oh, sorry. I can't see the question, sorry.
I can read
moment.
that, yeah.
No,
Insights
it's just
about...
scrolled me down. Okay, now I'm here. I'm planning to do a research in consumer preference and insight about plant-based food and functional food in Sri Lanka. Do you think I can join Nestle Professional to do it successfully? Of course, I'm sure that if you will contact our people in the market, they will be very happy to do some join, but it should be discussed locally. We can make the contact in case you don't have the people. So again, you can write us email, and we will try to do our best to make this connection. Increase the, I guess it's the word of mouth, needs communication support. What do you suggest? So Nitzan provided in the second part of the presentation a lot of different materials and ideas what we can do. We providing really a lot of materials that we created, campaign ideas, if it's printed or digital, POS materials, social media posts, banners to websites. So really everything that you can do. And we are providing also, you know, the ideas and also the creative on how to communicate, what to say. We provide a lot of different materials about the facts about health and sustainability that you can communicate. So it's really great toolkits that you can leverage. And in our website, you can also find some manuals that we've created, how to train your staff, and some questions that can come frequently from your staff or from your consumers or even by yourself. So all the answers are there that I'm sure that can support you too. And of course, again, if you need something more specific, you can contact us by the email. Question regarding 3D printed vegan steak. I had read and knew about this 3D printed vegan steak. That definitely sounds cool, but how about the effect on health? What is your opinion on this? Of course, you know, it's not plant-based. We are here talking about plant-based meal solutions. So everything that is 3D, it usually take the cells from the livestock, and it's printed. And of course, we are checking and evaluating all the time in order to make sure that we are on track with every new thing that come up in the industry. I think that there are a lot of questions that, because this is only at the beginning, that need to be evaluated with consumer, what they think about it, would they consume this kind of product that made in the lab. So I think that this is a still big open question that we need to explore more. So I cannot give you a clear answer at this stage. There is a lot to learn. It's really, really only at the beginning of the process. Is this a global data or continent specific? So all the figures that we presented to you globally are based on global data, Euromonitor, and other sources that Nestlé are working with. Some of them we aggregated bottom up, and some of them are top down. So, but they are really a combination of many, many different sources of information. What are the top products? This is very, very important question. First of all, it's different between different markets and different regions. For example, if you will look at Asia, so pork is significantly the most consumed meat in there. So our prediction is that the pork analogs will be the most relevant for them. And in the other hand, in the US, for example, it's mainly beef. So it's really depend on the country that this question was asked for. But if I will look at it globally, I can say that we see a few items. So the burger, minced, so ground like meat, okay? So it can be different kind of meats. So it can be beef mince, pork mince, and also chicken mince. So it really depends. Sausage is another one, which is, but we also need to remember that the market started with these two products when it comes to the patties and to the sausages. So of course, now they are the biggest one, but as time will evolve and more application will be introduced, I'm sure that it will change. But of course, it will be mainly burger, sausage, mince, maybe filet pieces, nuggets. That's it. Next one. Can a vegan sausage legally use the word sausage? Yeah, you saw an article about it. So there was an application to the court in Europe about this topic, and the decision of the court was that we can still call a burger and a sausage a sausage. I think that there is one country, which is France, that they are still in some discussions. So according to the European Union, it's okay. There are specific markets that might be get another decision. So it's really need to be discovered locally. For the rest of the world, when it comes to America and Asia, there is no obligation, like not to use them. So everything is okay. On which website can I access the recipes? So I don't know from which country you are. So each one of our markets uploading these days a website, so a web corner with, so you can just go to nestleprofessional.com. Specifically in UK, it's already live. So if you need the recipes, you can find the recipes in our website in UK. But very soon, all the rest of the countries will raise their and will upload their own brand corner. If you need it urgently, write me an email. Promise that all of our recipes will be shared with you immediately. So we'll be very happy to help you on that. Do you have frozen minced food service sites available in Italy? Yes, we have a mince. So of course you need to contact the local market, our people, Nestlé people in Italy, and ask them. They can help you with that. How can we have menu booklet? Is it for sale or giveaway? Thank you. As we said, many of them are in our website. We are uploading and updating it. Really, almost every day we are creating new things because we know that this is something that our operators really need in order to have this creative and ideas. So if you want it again, you can text us by email and we can share it with you or go into the website. And it's for free. Could you share what vegetable-based ingredients we could probably use to create some alternative meat. So we are using, as we said before, soy and pea and wheat as our main ingredients in our meat analogs products. There are also some veggie-based products, for example, legumes, or you can find other ingredients like mushroom, etc. So really, I don't know exactly what kind of solutions you need. So if there is something more specific, you can write me and I'll try to help. Which kind of POP materials do you suggest to drive and educate? Sorry, I don't understand. First maybe of all, the activity owner. Not sure that I understand the question. Nitan, do you understand the?
No, not completely the second
Oh,
part, but most of you're more than welcome to contact Nestle Professional market, your local Nestle Professional market, and they will be able to provide you the purchase material to drive and educate the consumers, as well as your staff.
Yeah, as we presented before in our presentation, there are really many POP materials, as we said, printed and digital, that we've created, that you can just integrate your logo and communicate. So they are very easy to integrate and to make it suitable to your business. Everything is available. So when you reach out to the people in the different markets, they will be very happy to assist you with that. See here the research regarding palm oil. Okay, we'll look at it later. Thank you for sharing. But we are not using palm oil in our products. Can I find the product in Bahrain? We just launched in North Africa and Middle East. So I propose that you contact the people, Nestle people in the market, because this is we are just rolling out in that part of the world. So I'm sure that they will be very happy to hear that you are interested in that, and they can support you.
Yes, if you need contact info, call.
Yeah, you can write us and we can make the contact with you in case you don't have their names and their emails. Hi, is it available in India, or does Nestle plan to launch it anytime soon in India? Yes, of course. We are now rolling out all over the world. So we are just building 2 factories in Asia. So yes, it's going to be very soon available for India too. We are very excited. So yes, contact the Nestle people in India, and they can probably already present you samples, and you can plan together the launch. And yes, it's great. Children are exploited to the labor, to the palm oil industries, remote areas, Indonesia and Malaysia. Children carry large leads of heavy fruit with film.
Yeah, this is irrelevant because we don't use palm oil in our products.
Yeah, but again, as we mentioned before, for Nestle, we have the responsible sourcing procedure. We ask all of our, and we demand, and we, of course, evaluate and approve with all of our suppliers, the major one, that all of our products are sourced sustainably and according to our procedures. So we are not allowing any of this, and this is one of the most important things for our company, which we are very proud of it. I am based, where it is? Disappeared, I don't know. So in Nestle Philippines, going to provide trainings to Filipino who wants to learn. And yes, of course, we have in each one of the markets, we have chef-to-chef training sessions. We've created a plant-based academy that all of our Nestle employees in the different markets can support, help to train. Of course, each one of the different asks needs to be evaluated by each one of the markets. I cannot answer by them, but yes, for sure, they can teach, they can help to teach and to learn and to provide this training. Who can I contact about partnership and potential implementation of this product in local market? So you can please write us email from which market you are, and we will be very happy to make the contact. Okay. Okay. Is the difference between the carbon footprint and animal food and plant food significant? Considering the nutritional effects of this, how significant it is is this difference? So we have a comparison. Of course, it's not something that I can talk in general. So for each one of the products, you need to make this comparison. And we are conducting an LCA, life cycle assessment study, in order to evaluate the carbon footprint and in order to make sure what is the footprint of each one of our product when it comes to sustainability. And it can be very different between different parts of the world. So for example, if a cow that is grown in Europe, fed mainly by grass, and let's say even in Germany that they have a lot of rain and the water is different versus more dry areas like in Africa or even in Europe in more drier countries. So it's very, very specific to a specific country. So this is not something that I can mention that what is the percentage of less by each one of the countries. So this is why we provided you today the average of Europe, for example, just as you can see that it's significant, but it can vary from one country to another. When it comes to the nutritional effects, of course, again, each one of different products. So if you compare it to chicken or you compare it to beef, they might have different differences. But as we mentioned before, when it comes to the saturated fat and to the fibers, they're significantly better. So yes, I think that I answered that one too. From your research on scale 1 to 10, how close are the products to real meat? Wow, this is a very good question. I think that we are improving, I would say, every day. So I think that if you look about, because I'm dealing with this category more than 50 years, so we will go 15 years ago, I think, yes, they was not very close. They were not very close to match. But if we look today where we are, I think that we are almost matching the real meat. And as the technology is evolving, we are improving, as I said, really, really every day. This is why we are launching very often new versions, improved versions, in order to match them completely. I see there is a great variety of plant-based food items offered in the US. Where would I be able to source these ingredients? Here in Canada. So our plans in Canada is to launch exactly the same product from the US. You can contact people in our team in Canada, and I'm sure that they will be very happy to assist you. They're exactly the same. Of course, the Canadian market have some regulations about fortifications and other things, but yes, you can source the products from the same products. It is SKU containing gluten, yes. So it depends on the product. Many of our products, yes, they include gluten, and we are not claiming that we are gluten-free, even with products that we don't have gluten in the recipe, because we have them in the factory, so they're not gluten-free. How can a plant burger taste as good as meat burger? So as we said before, we are using great technology. The flavors, the yeast, and all the different things that we've mentioned before in order to make it the same. I have to say that this is a very, very simple process. So it's not, if I need to think about, maybe some of the people can be concerned that this is really industrialized and complicated process. So no, we are using really very simple ingredients with very simple procedures, and we succeed to bring this great product that match beef burger. And this is the reality. It's simple and good. How can a plant oh, it's the same one. How to get your plant-based recipe book, as we said, or in our website, or through write us email. We can share it with you. I don't know, we can discuss maybe later with the team here from World Chef, if we can share it with them, and maybe they can put it somehow. We need to think about the best solution, I don't know, with the people who joined this webinar. Thank you for interesting presentation. I've got 2 questions. Do you have any aroma compounds that imitate meat, like flavor? And of course, we are working very closely with our R&D and chefs and flavor houses in order to be able to provide also the aroma and not only the flavor, which aroma is also a big part of eating. And so the whole experience, it's important also to have the aroma too. What are the results of consumer tests? The quality is so good that consumer cannot see the difference. I think it's depend on the product that you taste, the application. In many cases, I can tell you that yes, they could not even see the difference between the products. So it's really depend how it was prepared, how it was served, which product they used. So there are differences of products, the quality that they are in the market. We are very proud of our products in Nestle, that we can match them in a great manner. Okay, what is the difference between Nestle Impossible Food and Beyond Meat products? You can compare the ingredient list. You can compare the nutritional values. I can tell you, for example, that in Europe, we scored A with our Sensational burger. I would like to talk mainly about us, not about our competitors, because of respect to them. But yes, we are superior. I can tell you that we are superior when it comes to these attributes. Good afternoon. I am a master student and I would like to develop a thesis on the development of plant products analysis in relative garden gourmet. It is possible. I'd like to have more information. Who can I contact? Thank you very much, Claudia. So Claudia, you can contact us. We will try to make maybe some contacts with our R&D. I don't know what exactly your thesis is all about. So let's understand what exactly do you need, and we will try to support you. Hi, is this plant-based food effect to allergen? So as we said before, we are using soy. Soy is an allergen, but only in Europe and in Asia. For example, in the US, we are using pea. So it's really something that you need to define locally. And of course, in the back of the pack of all of our products and in the ingredient list, you can see if there are allergen. There might be, so it's very important to check before you introduce any of the product to your consumers. How important it is for you to have production locally based. Oh, it's very, very important. As we know, sustainability is part of this category. And this is why we are investing hugely when it comes to our production facilities in the different places and continents around the world. We are investing heavily on that. We are doing a lot of efforts to produce locally, to source ingredients locally, in order to be more sustainable. How to get customers to accept and justify the long list of ingredients. I have to say that if you will look on our ingredient list in many of our, most of our products, mostly all of them, you will see that it's not so long. And most of the ingredients are very familiar. So you'll not find them things like in numbers or things that are not familiar with you. We would like to have all of our products as clean as possible in order to match the consumer expectations and needs, and also the operators, of course. Okay, between plant-based and meat-based food, plant-based food most wastage than meat-based food. How could you reduce wastage, please? So first of all, I think it's a very interesting point that you are raising here. Our products can be cooked from frozen. So you don't need to defrost them. So it means that if you cook only the amount, or you cook directly from frozen, if you have like, I don't know, in a pack, 20 burgers, and you need only, or let's say maybe burgers is not a good idea, or example, maybe let's talk about mince. So you can just use whatever you need. You don't need to defrost the whole thing. So I think it can help you a lot when it comes to waste management, in order to, yeah, to be more efficient. How slow, fast is the rate of adoption from meat eaters? Are vegetarians trying are trying the plant-based meat as well, or is this target only convert meat eaters? So we are in our focus when it comes to communication and for the development that we are developing. So we are mainly focused on flexitarians, which are meat reducers, so people who like to eat meat, which are the majority of the population. When it comes to vegetarian and vegan, so they are split at half and half. So half of them would like to have the meat experience, because it might be that they used to eat meat before and they like it a lot, but because of health reasons or compassion to animal, they decided to stop eat that, so, but they still like it. So yes, it targets both of them, but there are several cases that people will tell you, no, I don't want to eat to have this experience of meat, but I think that they are really, really small amount of people. Vegan diet may surely be healthier, but most of the vegan meat are processed food. May I know if we should be equally aware of consumption vegan meat versus real meat, due to the fact that processed food aren't that healthy? Thank you. So first of all, as I said before, we are using in our ingredients really as much as we can to be clean, and ingredients that you can know and you can recognize when you read the ingredient list. And the process is very, very short and simple. So there is no magic here or something which you can say that it's really industrialized product. So when it comes to the health, you can see that this product contain much, or not contain saturated fat. They have much more fibers. So I think that when it comes to the health aspect, the protein level is high. So in comparison to meat, so you can eat them without being conscious about the health. Okay.
Karen,
Yes.
before you move on, I see we're coming up on 3 o'clock.
Yes.
So I thought maybe just I could say a few things before
We have a lot
it comes
of
to an end. Yeah. So just for everyone who's still on, we see that we still have about 50 questions. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time. But as Karen and Nitzan said, you can definitely feel free to reach out to them. We will be downloading your questions, so we will have them in our database. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to get to them all, but we will try our best to still answer. And also from World Chefs, we just want to thank Karen and Nitzan for this great presentation. We've had a great feedback already from our chat box. And we're so happy to hear from everyone and see your curiosity. After the webinar, you will be provided with a digital badge and certificate for attending. If you're watching on Facebook Live, you have to just fill out an attendance form that's located on the caption of the Facebook link, and you can answer a few questions just to prove your attendance. And in a few days, you guys will also be receiving a follow-up email where we'll provide you with more information, and also we will be downloading this video and uploading it to World Chefs TV, so you guys can still have access. And it will still be available to download your digital badge. If you didn't have time to watch today, you can come back in a week or two or whatever suits your timeline. You can watch the video and you can apply for a digital badge. So we hope that everyone enjoyed. Thank you again to the Nestle Professional team for putting together such a great webinar. We really appreciate it. And we're excited for the next one. So I'll leave it to you guys if you have anything left to say. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Well, have a nice day, everyone, and we'll be back soon. Thank you.